Hi guys, this is Snow. So last time we implemented some particles. So when you cut trees or hit monsters with your fireball spell, you see some particles. And as you can see, I edited the map a little bit, so at the start of the game you cannot go right because it is blocked by trees, so you cannot get through this path until you find an axe. Also, I made a little mistake in my previous video, so let me do a little correction. Inside of this generate particle method in this entity class, we received this target but we didn't use it. This is not a generator but target. So this creates difference when you use a projectile such as fireball. If you pass the generator here, then the particles appear where the fireball is. But if you pass the target, the particles appear where the target monster is. So the difference is actually quite subtle, so I failed to notice my mistake. But anyway, this is what I originally intended, so sorry about that. So let's move on to new stuff. And in this video, I will explain how to display our game in full screen. This function was not in my original plan, but I've received a lot of requests, so I decided to implement it. But that said, I didn't really plan this when I first constructed this program, so to enable this full screen, we need to edit some of the fundamental elements such as screen ratio and how we render the screen. So if you are not interested in playing in full screen, then you can skip this video. The changes in this video only affects how we display the game, so you can still continue following the rest of this tutorial without this function, so don't worry about it. Anyway, let's start. So game panel. First thing we're gonna do is changing this max screen call. So right now the screen ratio is 4:3, but since my monitor's full resolution is 1920 by 1080, which is 16:9, so it's wider than 4:3, we can still enable full screen without changing this ratio, but then the game's graphics will be stretched horizontally, something like what happens when you play PC games in resolutions that have different ratio from your monitor. So to avoid this stretching, I'm gonna increase this max screen call to 20. So now our screen width is 960 pixels. Still, it's not exactly 16:9, but pretty close to it, so you don't really feel it's stretched when you see it in full screen. But of course, if you really want to be precise, you can do that. For example, setting the max screen call to 16 and the max screen low to 9, or drawing the screen not based on this call and low, but based on the screen size that you have chosen. Anyway, let's see how it looks like now. Yep. So our game screen is wider now. I think it looks pretty good actually. Alright, so we're gonna switch this to full screen. First we create some variables. Int screen width 2 equal screen width, and int screen height 2 equal screen height. So yeah, these are alternative screen size and we're gonna use them for full screen. And then buffered image, I'm gonna name this temp screen. and also graphics 2D G2. Then we instantiate this temp screen buffered image. We wanna do this before the game loop starts, so yeah, maybe here. We type like this, temp screen equal new buffered image, screen width, screen height, buffered image dot type int RGB. So what this means is we just created a blank buffered image which is as large as our screen. So the screen size means our game window, not our monitor. And then we use this buffered image as this graphics 2D's drawing canvas. So graphics 2D temp screen dot get graphics. What? What the frick is this? Graphics. So this basically means everything this G2 draws will be recorded in this temp screen buffered image. So we just attached this G2 to this temp screen buffered image. So that's what this line means. So as you know, it's different from what we did before. Until now, we were drawing everything directly to this JPanel. But this time, we follow two steps. So step 1, we draw everything to the temp screen buffered image, and which is done behind the scene. And step 2, we draw the temp screen to the JPanel. So the reason we do this is we want to display the game in full screen or maybe any other different resolutions if you want. And that means we need to resize everything. You know, the characters, background tiles, UI text, etc. And if we resize every single object one by one, it's a lot of work and also it's not efficient performance-wise. So first we draw everything to this single buffered image, and after that we resize this one big image so it fits our full screen monitor, and we do this in every loop. So that's what we're gonna do. And maybe you have guessed, but this method is a bit heavier than our previous one because we have two steps. It's not a huge difference, but just so you know that performance-wise this method is still a bit heavier. And so we don't use this paint component anymore because this is for drawing stuff directly to JPanel, and we don't use this graphic and this graphics 2D, but we use this graphics 2D. So this G2 and this G2 are different instances, so make sure not to confuse them. So instead of this paint component, we create a new method, public void draw to temp screen. You can name whatever name you want, and we can just copy everything in this paint component except these first two lines. Okay. Also this dispose, we don't need these three lines, so copy this and paste it here. So now we can delete this paint component method. So okay, let's delete. So as I said, this G2 is attached to that temp screen buffered image, so everything this G2 draws will be added to this temp screen. And we don't need to change anything inside of these classes. We just switched the drawing canvas from JPanel to that temp screen. And in this game loop, instead of calling repaint, we call that draw to temp screen method. Yeah, so we don't use this anymore. So in every loop, when this draw to temp screen method is done, we get a buffered image that contains all the actions on the screen in this loop. And next we draw this temp screen buffered image. So we create another method. Public void draw to screen. And to draw the buffered image, first we instantiate this graphics. Get graphics. So let's draw the image. Temp screen and x0, y0. So here we use this screen width 2. So alternative screen width and height. Screen height 2 and a null. And we dispose it. Closing bracket. And we call this method in this game loop. So right after this draw to temp screen method. Alright, we are not done yet, but let's check if it's working or not. Okay. Yeah, so it looks just like before, and that means we successfully switched to our new drawing method. Okay. Since the screen is wider now, I'll adjust the window positions a little bit. Character screen, like frame X, little to the right. Okay, also inventory, maybe 3 tiles to the right. Perfect. Now we just need to implement full screen function. So let's create a method. Set full screen. Alright, here the first thing we need to do is getting our monitor environment. So we type like this. Graphics environment GE equal graphics environment dot get local graphics environment, and then graphics device GD equal GE dot get default screen device. So these two lines basically mean we get our local screen device information, which means our monitor, or if you're using a laptop, then it means your laptop's screen. So we're going to use this graphics device gd dot set full screen window. So this is a method to set full screen, and it needs window as a parameter, which means JFrame in this case. So go to this main class and I'm gonna change this JFrame to a static instance. Public static JFrame window. And delete this. Okay. And so now we can pass the window here. Main.window. And finally we get the screen width and the screen height of our full screen. Screen width 2 main.window.get width, screen height 2 equal main.window.get height. So at this point, this window is already full screen. So these two lines return your monitor's full screen width and height. So we get them as screen width 2 and screen height 2. And we can use these numbers to resize this temp screen buffered image. So that's how it works. Finally, so let's call this method. So maybe from here, set full screen. I think we are ready now, so let's check. Yep, it's working. Okay. And if you want to disable this top bar, then you can add this line to this JFrame. Window.set. What is it? Set undecorated. Yeah, undecorated true. Then yeah, the top bar is gone. So now the game is running in full screen. So it definitely increases the immersion. But one thing you need to know is the closing button is also gone when you remove those top bar. So you need to create an in-game option so you can close the game. We're gonna create this in-game option in a future video, but for now you can just press Alt Tab and yeah, so you can switch back to your IDE and end this program. And if you want to check your program in windowed mode again, then you can just disable this set undecorated and also this set full screen method. Then yeah, like this, so you can switch back to the normal windowed mode. Okay, that's everything for now. That's how you run your game in full screen. Thanks for watching, and until next time.